Hello, here I am again after quite a while. It's been a long time since I was able to make a video message, but since it's a special moment of my life, so I'm gonna make a video message again for all of you. This time it's for my 35th birthday, and I entitled it Blinks and Blurs. So as I go through what I have prepared here, you'll come to understand why I said that I called it Blinks and Blurs, and also I will connect it with the theme that will capture my reflection of my 34th year and probably inspire me for my 35th year. Okay, so Blinks and Blurs. It has been quite a while that I have not made a video message. I can't even remember the last time I did one. But now that I am celebrating both the things that happened in my 34th year, that goes for all the good and bad things, especially those that I have learned from, and the things that will happen in my 35th year, I can say that it is that year when I am just afloat, when all things seem are pending. Pending on what? That I do not know yet. It was difficult for me to make sense of how to capture everything that happened the past year. I said in some of my reflections that those moments were like bits, a blink, like pulses, little of this and that, not enough to retain, to piece by piece in order to make sense of, or those moments were a blur, a moment that surged altogether, too many too fast, that it is also difficult to make sense of. Probably my mind is not as keen as it used to be, but yes, my 34th year and my third year here in Canada seem to be in a stage where I am just afloat. I was or am either riding on or going with the flow. I was both observing myself, the world around me, and how I act or even react to it, how I and the world around me interact, abstracting or transcending, so to speak. In a sense, I allowed myself to look at myself from a bigger picture, complicated as it is, and be open to possibilities. To be not on my guard all the time, to be not in control of myself and of things around me. I was just riding on wherever the context drives me. I was just going with the flow of the moment. And because of that, my 34th year was with so many challenges as there were opportunities, so many trials as they were triumphs. Most of these challenges and trials allowed me to reflect on things that really matter to me. It allowed me to keep the faith all the more in order to solve it, to overcome it, to survive. It allowed me to trust others all the more, no matter what it takes. Thanks to the opportunities and triumphs that have given me the strength to stay positive and proactive, drawing from them the energy and the joy to face these challenges and trials. God works in a mysterious of ways. That I can truly say, not that I don't believe it 100% before. I do, but now every step of the way it has become a lived faith, a living and growing faith that amidst the difficulties, the darkness, there's always that promise, that hope that things will fall into place, that things will all be all right. As I look back to the year that is about to transition to the next year, getting older by the number, but ever hopeful and youthful in spirit, I thank God for all these moments and memories, but both the challenges and the opportunities, the trials and the triumphs, all these blinks and blurs. I thank God for the gift of persons that make all these moments and memories real and alive. Whether it is a blink or a blur, the fact that it was a shared experience amongst friends and families, it is always a moment, real, meaningful moment for me. So thank you. Now, why is it that I chose there is no present like the time to capture my 34th year? Why did I choose it to capture everything that happened over the past year and to inspire me for the next year? Well, there is no present like the time, so take note of that. The simplest interpretation is the literal. Present, as in gift, and so the greatest gift is time. Nowadays, especially in my context here in Canada, in fact, as a social context here, time is precious because as it flies so fast, it becomes, so to speak, scarce. The demand for time, to have time, is overwhelming. Time is so structured that everything is compartmentalized. Time at home is different from time at work. Time with family is different from time with friends. Time down to the smallest unit of human perception can, even human consciousness can conceive, is or can be compartmentalized. Time for this family and that, or this friend over that friend, even complicates it. There are friends at work, friends not from work, friends from school, friends for hanging out, friends for clubbing, for this and that. It appears to create a structure of time that allows everyone to have time, but it is so structured that it leaves you nothing but blinks and blurs. And to conceive of an idea, a thought, a moment, how we made meaningful our time with family and friends, with workmates, with random persons we meet with or without reason every day, all is satisfied face value only, external from us, not from within. It is easy to say we had fun, we enjoyed. But as to why we had fun or we enjoyed, it's just because. Why? Because we blinked to another moment so fast we cannot draw meaning from it. Even just why we are there in the first place is a blur. The present of time is not just presence. So take note of that. The presence of time, the present of time is not always or not just presence. It is also the value we have, not only of ourselves for the other, but also vice versa. The present of time is the moment, that moment when we manifest the value we have for each other. So, the present of time is the moment where we manifest the value we have for each other. So, we may be present, but we don't manifest the value, meaningless. So there should be presence and value. Value here is translated to trust, to respect, to care, concern, ultimately, with all those things considered, to love. At another level, there is no present like the time also means present is synonymous to time. So present, time. Time is always present. If you come to think of it, time is always present. We only put qualities to it like it's 10 o'clock now, it's 9 o'clock now, it's 8 o'clock in the morning, in the evening. These are qualities of time that we add to the concept of time. But time, in general, the concept of it is always present. The moment then is always present because they're equal. Time and moment is always present. The lived moment is always present. True that phenomenologically, human time is like a blink. It may seem not enough and too fast to fade and slip to the past, and recalling it can also sometimes, in as much as it can be incoherent, can be a surge of blinks, a blur, because these seemingly unconnected, incoherent blinks of moments, which are technically now memories that we have accumulated, ever present in the past, as it is at every moment in the fading, blinking present. So let's just say everything that's going on in our lives are always present. There are bits of presence. And every time it happens, that bit slides to the past. But then the past is an accumulated present. So these are an accumulation of all our presents. So take note of that dynamism, that way of thinking about the past. So it's not just like, this is my present, this is my past. Past is done, now here I'm in the present. But then your present is just a blink, blink, and then it slides to the past. So this is the reason why I value moments, but I value all the more memories. So why? Because memories are all the presents. These are all the time made ever present in the past. The present is always included in our idea, our concept of the past, but not vice versa. So take note, when we think of the past, we can always think of the present, right? Because it's an accumulated present. Now, vice versa, we could not think that way. Present, when we think of present, we could not think of the past. So figure it out. Our idea of the present can be included in our idea of the past, but our idea of the past cannot be included in the idea of the present. Because present cannot yet stand representative of our past. Why? Of course, it did not happen yet. It should happen first before it can stand representative of the past. But then the past can stand representative of all our presents because it's a lived present already. So the present has yet to be lived in the blink before it is a moment. A lived present and slide after that blinked into the past to have ever qualified that it's real. That present, that moment happened. So the question of which is real or not, the biggest fact there is that it's real if it's in the past already. It's done. We might be afloat. We might be swimming around the idea of the present, but we're not sure yet because it has to have that idea of being lived. So it should be lived present. So in every single time it happens, it does not stay in the present. It slides to the concept of the past in a blink. And so to put these two interpretations together, time is our gift for each other, and we do that every moment we get. And at every moment given to us, we lived out in that moment that value we have for friends and family, for others. We love, present, right at that moment, until it slides to memories, to the past, and then we blink again into another present. We love again, right at that moment, at that blink, until it slides so on and so forth into the past. Every single bit slides to the past. This is why I celebrate my birthday. Why? This moment of my birth, as I commemorate the years after years of my life, it also brings to mind the gift of persons, the gift of presence, the gift of time. I have accumulated all these years, all the blinks of moments and all the blurs as I remember these memories. It reminds me of all the persons, family and friends who have given time, and that I mean, again, not only presence, but even a thought from afar. Because time is the value we give to another that makes the moment, that gives meaning to the moment. That is why I always wanted to celebrate it with all of you, family and friends. You make these blinks and blurs meaningful. One time I had my thoughts wondering why many people hate to celebrate their birthdays or why they fear growing old. Other than the sweet reality that we have nowhere else to go but to eventually grow old. And I won't fantasize over the fact that I can be an immortal or the likes, know how much we wish it was possible. Will it simply say, when you hate celebrating birthdays, when you hate your birthdays, or when you fear growing old, will it simply say you don't cherish the years gone by, those lived presents, those lived moments that are already in the past, those memories you have accumulated all these years? I mean, what makes you you now? Would you rather be younger and have less lived presents, less memories? Then what will you be? To what past can you ground yourself? Just saying, the years of our lived presents, mine is 34 years and going 35. That's about more than 12,000 days, about 310,000 hours, and so on and so forth, makes who we are. It's a gift. In fact, it is time's present to us, time itself. So it is time's present to us. There is no present like the time. So thank you very much, and continue to pray for me and hope with me as we make more lived presents, more blinks and blurs, and more memories. Uh, this is actually the shorter version. It's just about 16 minutes. But then the complete one, I'll just post this in Facebook because with the complete one, I tried to enumerate some of the things that I wanted to thank for. All the bits and blurs, the blinks and blurs that have happened to me in my 34th year that I'm pretty much challenging, as well as opportunities. So I tried to enumerate them, and if you want to go over them, yeah, it's in the written format in Facebook. I'll post it as one of my notes. But so far, thank you very much for always being there. My memories of all of you, whether you're there back home, whether you're here in Canada, uh, it's not structured by time. It's not structured by here and there. Because memories, the moments, the lived moments are always present, and it's here. I bring it along with me. It's not structured by time and space because it's here. Always there and here. So thank you very much, and pray for me. I'm 35 years old, and I'm always, always thankful for all these years of living. Well, 5 years to go, probably I'll have my midlife crisis. I'm pretty much trying to be aware of myself because, yeah, we'll see the surprises when it comes to when I get to experience my midlife crisis. I'm excited. But anyways, thank you very much, and continue to pray for me. Happy birthday to me, and of course, happy birthday to all of you who've shared your presents to me.